Let's talk about some slob news, shall we? Chris Bors, the ghost behaviorist.
My name is Chris Bors, and I'm the world's first ghost behaviorist. I've come up with a groundbreaking ghost classification system that brings ghostly contact to a whole new level.
Chris Bors, the Irate Gamer. The man who most famous for in the early days of Angry Video Game Nerd ripped it off wholesale. And, you know, I'll encounter the occasional defense of him. They're like, well, it's okay to be inspired or whatever. I'm like, no. I mean, he's impersonating it down to yelling ass.
No, I don't really hate Mario 2, but when you compare it to the other Mario games, this game just has ass written all over it.
I mean, I guess these days when he makes a new Irate Gamer, it's hard to contextualize Chris Bors in 2025 YouTube versus like 2006 YouTube. He's a man of mystery. He hunts ghosts.
Yeah.
Are you still here with us? I got that feeling again. It's back. Are you trying to touch me?
Is there someone in here that's touching Chris?
And he had like a really kind of cryptic like warning to like his Twitter followers last year, where he was like, "A lot's coming. You got no idea, man." Like this thing with Diddy, I predicted that, or what? I don't know. I don't remember what he said exactly, but it was something like that. But they seem to remember a little while ago they made up. Chris had James on his show, which is crazy. Or Mike Matei was very, he clapped back at Chris Bors a lot in public. He had some controversy in the last few weeks, or last few months, I guess it was, because he was going to put new or most recent seasons of Irate Gamer behind a paywall. You were going to have to be a patron to get past seasons. Not a great business model when like the demand for your product is somewhat low. Like all you're going to do, like the few broke ass people you have are going to be like, well, never mind.
The few broke ass fans you still have.
Like, never mind. I saw some comments where they were like, come on, Chris, I really enjoy it, but I can't afford Irate Gamer right now. And all I could think of is I'm like, Chris, all they got to do is live without the Irate Gamer for like 24 hours and they'll forget about you entirely. Then he had a Kickstarter for producing like new volumes of the Blu-ray. So this was for volume 3, which gets you seasons 9 and 10 of the fucking copycat bullshit horrible show. Anyway, whatever. Who cares? 70 people do. On the year of our Lord, 2025, May 8th, Chris Bors, the ghost behaviorist, takes to X, Elon Musk's X. I've given this a lot of thought over the last couple of weeks. I'm officially retiring the Irate Gamer. It's been a heck of a run, but it's time. I'll have one last big project to announce soon, which will be my grand opus. Thank you for the love and support over the years. Game on. I was thinking about, like, if you were him, God help you.
A glassy-eyed son of a bitch.
Talking about making his magnum opus, I'm like, please make a fucking masterpiece. Make something that can't be denied. Here's what we got to give the guy. This dope that ripped off another famous guy has survived in the public sphere and in the public consciousness somewhat.
It's true. People are still talking about him.
For like 20 years. That's pretty good. Normally some cheap ass ripoff would be gone in about a year. And he's been able to build some wacko ghost behaviorist stuff on top of it.
It's not a bit, right? It's not.
What do I know? I don't know. I remember he went into, there's some video from many years ago where he goes into like, here's what really happened with the James Rolfe thing.
Back in that day were these things called angry reviews of old video games. I mean, it was the in thing.
You know, I was inspired by him, obviously, and I thought it'd be fun to make a little video, and it blew up, and what am I to do about that? You know,
just keep ripping them off for 20 years.
Just keep ripping them off, and that just seemed right to me. And then I was treated very cruelly for ripping them off so badly.
So I ended up seeing this, and I'm like, you know, maybe I would, I want to do one of these. I think it would be very fun. I think it would be very cool to do a review.
In that same manner.
But yeah, man, I hope he makes something truly incredible.
Make a Neil Breen-esque film.
Yes, yes. Don't just review some big video game. Don't be like, I'm going to go back to 2009 and re-review Super Mario 2. Dun, da, da, da. Don't do that. Make something that surprises us. I don't know what exactly, but make something that makes us all stop and reconsider you from the top.
Yes, I want something unhinged.
Make it so you can't be denied. Here's your chance to make a fucking impact. Because you've done it. You've come this far.
Yeah.
Now you just need to go a little further.
Yeah.
But it begs the question, like, what about James? If Irate Gamer can hang it up after 20 years, what about the main dog? It's a question that gets brought up now and again. When, if, maybe, someday, where's this thing headed? It's on life support, or it's on, maybe not on life support. It's in neutral gear, going slowly down a hill.
Yeah. You told me to watch the newest one.
Yeah, Dragon's Lair. And lately, in the past year, he's been doing this thing where it seems to do well for his views, honestly, where he's like, today, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to review a good game. Yeah.
I'm going to review a good game for once. Yeah, now this time, I'm giving myself a break, and I'm going back to one of my favorite video game franchises. It's actually a pretty good game. I wish to play a good game. With the holiday season, I thought I'd give myself a little bit of a gift. Usually, I take you back to the past, but this time, I'm gonna play a new game. Yeah!
And this is a different kind of thing where he does the time travel thing like a lot, where he interacts with the past self.
I couldn't beat this if I sat here and played it until I'm in my 40s.
This is something he's really titillated by, I think.
It's almost like a problem with the show, which is the show is always about going back 25 years, and now going back 25 years just brings you back to where the show started. And so, yeah, it's like everything, all the content in the show orbits around a period of time, call it 2006 to 2011. And you can't really get out of that gravitational pull. So yeah, so in this, for those who didn't watch, in this one, he revisits Dragon's Lair, which is a fucking absurd game. I've played it. It's not possible to play. So it's for the NES. So of course there was the arcade game, which was the full motion videos, beautifully animated by what's his face?
Don Bluth.
Don Bluth. Yeah, I was like Blumhouse.
Don Blumhouse.
Don Bluth. Which we were, side note, we were watching The Rescuers recently with Gloria. And Nina was like, "Oh, Gloria, this is a really sad movie, but that's what Don Bluth movies are like." And I was like, "This is Disney."
This is Disney.
And she was like, "But it's also Don Bluth." And sure enough, it's a Don Bluth movie from Disney. I think on NES, because the whole idea with the full motion Laserdisc, actually, that was a Laserdisc arcade game.
Yeah, it was a Laserdisc playing inside the arcade.
Yeah. The whole idea behind it was that you press buttons when the video says to press buttons, so you kind of have to memorize so that you can press at the right times.
Famously, it's ported to a DVD player. You can actually play it with a DVD remote.
That's kind of fun. But the NES wanted to do a thing. I think they wanted it to have that same memorize the patterns thing. And I think they also to try to be faithful to the game. They wanted to have that kind of smooth, almost video animation. And so what you end up having is a very over animated game where the character can barely move. He can barely maneuver his way around a single screen. And there's a very specific sequence of events like kill the bat, duck, walk immediately, duck again.
Yeah.
You end
up
having
one of those games where Prince of Persia, where the character has so many frames of animation that everything feels sluggish.
Yes, yeah, it feels like you're going in slow motion and you kind of are. So there's lots to be said about it, and I think in the original one, a la Superman 64, he only got so far into the game, and so in this one, I think the idea was to beat it. The credits say gameplay by James Rolfe. I'm watching it going, there's no way he played this stuff.
No,
this thing is maddening. But
this is Mike Matei up and down.
The credits say gameplay by James, period. Not Mike, not Sean or Rourke.
I don't know. I'm
hard to
press X to doubt. Press X to doubt.
Hard to believe.
Fuck! Fuck! Oh, F-U-C-K, fuck! Fuck!
And in the original review, like obviously he had more hair, so there's some shtick around like a wig that he's wearing in the original. And did you see the meme that was like better, like they showed him with the wig, and it was like Better Call Saul cast, being cast as their younger selves. Yeah,
yeah. That's wicked good. Yeah, Better Call Saul. You have to buy into this thing where, it's like obviously Bob Odenkirk is way older, but he's playing a younger version of himself. But
he's in way better, like he's in like running shape in Better Call Saul, and he wasn't so much in Breaking Bad.
That's true. It's true.
It's
believable, sort of.
Yeah.
Although Mike Ehrmantraut is decaying before your eyes.
He gets to be about 100 years old. But same with James. He's decaying before our very eyes. But
it's a little funny. It's a little funny to have a hairpiece on. It's
yeah. Well, you need a little self-awareness. Otherwise, you get horse prints. Where it's just too much head. I never thought there was such a thing as getting too much head. There was a joke in it that made me laugh aloud. That has not happened in years. It was, I don't know if you got to this part, but he comments briefly on a disembodied tit. He's like, "What's this? A disembodied tit?"
What is that thing anyway? There's a disembodied tit on the screen.
It does look just like a weird boob. This is there on screen. Made me laugh. Oh, well, he made some references to Stallone and Spinal Tap. That's going to be a game, a crowd pleaser for me. There's one, it was like, the game is about how much you can get hit and keep moving forward, which I thought was a little funny because it's both true and a Stallone reference.
It's not about not getting hit. It's about what you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Yeah. And the Spinal Tap one was like, there's such a fine line between clever and stupid.
Oh, it's such a fine line between stupid and clever.
I don't know. It's 25 minutes. I think that's my problem with most of these. Most of these, I think if you trimmed them up to 12 minutes, it probably would have been perfect.
Well, every episode feels like he's impersonating some creative content that he made in 2010. I was thinking about, because I made, some George Lucas cartoons a long time ago, criticizing the prequels a long time ago, like when I was 16 years old. And occasionally I'll get a comment on those old videos. It's like, I hope you're happy. You're the one who caused George Lucas to sell to Disney, and that's why we have Disney Star Wars. I'm like, I am.
Yeah, good job, dude.
But I was like, is somebody going to sell like AVGN to Disney, and everybody's going to blame me for it?
Good job.
Great job. Now it sucks. It's on Disney. We like the slob era. The slob era could be equivalent to the prequels, perhaps.
Did that NES cart thing come out yet?
Yeah, the limited run games. Yeah, and well, I know that no, I don't think it has, but the demo was available on Steam, and I haven't yet played it. I watched Mike Matei play some of it. I'll buy. I don't know if I'll buy the physical copy or anything, but I'll certainly buy it on Switch or Switch 2, perhaps.
I think that would be really cool. I think I would stream it.
I'll join you for that stream. So what about the other James Rolfe news? Remember, he made a channel called Rex Viper. For those who don't remember, James, during COVID, decided he wanted to start a band. He'd been playing some guitar. So he put together this band of strangers. He's not friends with any of them. I have no idea how they were compiled. I guess they're kind of like the Slavs in that way.
No explanation. They just show up.
There's a British one named James who is the lead singer. And when he sings live, he's outside of his capabilities. And I remember there being kind of a moderate to high level of tolerance for this nonsense. They market Rex Viper as workout music for nerds. Is that what it is? Because they play 80s hits that are sort of like combined with video game hits. Well, the music it was video game related. It's movie related. It's kind of channel related. It's a creative venture of James, right? We've watched him do many creative ventures, and it's related to the pop culture that's related to his channel. So it wasn't like a total non-fit. But what happened over time, even the most well-meaning James fans, the kind that will go after you hard for making fun of the ceiling, the ceiling lights, even they were like, okay, like, could you keep this in your pants, please? The cringe meter rose too high. I don't personally think there's anything especially cringe about being an older man in a tank top playing guitar. I think it's more the confluence of things. It's like now he's duck stomping on stage. Now he's doing it live, but he's never really played the instrument before. And there's Justin in the small vest. The Justin Rex Viper era, I think people could agree that is a special thing. That's something worth preserving.
Because he's just there and he's like in the background. He doesn't have an instrument. Why
did they kick him out? They cut too deep when they got rid of the slobs. But one of the things I think that strikes people as bad, his YouTube fame almost makes him kind of like Nepo baby-ish a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think when it was uploaded to the main channel, anybody who was subscribing for main channel content was starting to, one of the quickest ways you can sync your YouTube channel is to upload stuff to a channel that people subscribe for something else for. They made their own Rex Viper channel.
Look what I did.
Then he showed some live shows or whatever, and they turned off the comments because just really nobody was subscribing. Nobody's subscribing to this at all. So I thought maybe it was done. I thought the Rex Viper channel was maybe over with, but it's back in POG form. He made a video where he was like, "I'd like to announce that here on the Rex Viper channel for the next 10 weeks, we're going to put up 10 music videos. You're going to get a Rex Viper song of some kind every week." And he said, he was like, "Hey, that's pretty good, right? I haven't uploaded anything regularly like that in a really long time." So he wants you to pat him on the back for it.
That's pretty exciting, right? I mean, the last time I posted anything on a weekly basis, I think, was James and Mike Mondays.
And so the first one was, let's go through it. The first one was You Got the Touch from Transformers.
Right.
That one, not so good. I wouldn't have led with that one. Not so good.
No.
My man, British James, is going like, "You got the touch! You got the power!" And then the next week was Push It to the Limit from Scarface mixed with Star Fox. It wasn't really much of a music video. It was kind of just cutting between the instruments. And then they took the song Supersonic by Bad Religion, which is, I think, actually a really great song. And they mixed that with Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom from Sonic CD. But then they did Never Surrender by Lion. They shot in that basement video store that he's got.
Yeah.
They shot more of a music video of it. And actually, that song is more in British James's range, in my opinion.
Right.
Actually, I thought it was like pretty well played and pretty, visually interesting. Like, not the worst thing in the world. Again, like, I don't know who these men are. I've never. I believe they appeared on a podcast one time.
As to the story as to how I got involved with this, a few weeks into quarantine, I just get a text going like, "Do you want to sing Mighty Wings?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." I had no context. You're not the greatest texter in the world.
No, I just give you what you need to know.
James does seem to have a problem with like introducing new characters onto his channel.
Yeah. He just springs people on there.
I do think the slobs and the slob era, it's akin to the prequels in a lot of ways. Those of us who were in the thick of it hated it. We couldn't stop bitching about it. Us millennials. But then there was kind of this Gen Z right behind us that loved it the whole time.
The rental views is probably quite good.
When they talked about TMNT for the 18th time, I thought it was okay. I didn't completely hate rental reviews personally. People will say it's a worse Red Letter Media, and that's probably accurate.
That's probably
because James obviously didn't really bring much to the table, and so you were just kind of left with whoever else was there. But on occasion, remember like that Erin girl came and talked about like Spice World. It was a little bit entertaining. I remember they talked about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It was a little bit entertaining. Remember Arlo showed up to that fucking thing.
Was that as a puppet?
It was a good day.
It was a good day.
It was a good day when I showed up to his video store. It was a vibe, the slob era, as the kids would say. And it's gone now. I even kind of miss their sarcastic, unfunny commercials. Come on down to Cinemassacre Video. Kind of miss it.
Wasn't there like an embarrassing like VR video they did or something?
Yes. Them mismanaging sponsors was kind of part of the thrill of watching around that period of time.
You got some grade A Kino, man.
Yeah, you didn't know if Ryan was going to be like, spend the entire 20 minutes doing an ad. That will play really well with this audience that James has built up over years. There is a contingent of Cinemassacre fans or anti-fans or whatever you want to call them. If anybody puts up a Cinemassacre related video, like those two people that like one was really tall and one was really short and they interviewed him standing.
Oh, yeah, and the camera's like at their crotch.
I've noticed that there are some. Our friend Brown Electrons is one of them. I don't know what it is, man. They find these low viewed Cinemassacre reviews, and they watch them, and they're the first. I'm like, they'll link it, and I'm like, this uploaded 3 minutes ago, and it's got 2 views. How the fuck did you find this? Do you have some kind of like weird like Google alert for anything related to Cinemassacre? And they keep up. They're sure to keep up with. They're like, oh, is it Wednesday? You got to watch Rex Viper, and like it's not as though they're fans per se. But I don't think they're enemies either.
No, yeah.
This is kind of a perpetual fascination.
When you said to like, can you watch the newest AVGN? I was like, please God, no.
Yeah, it's a tough 25-minute sit. Especially, I would say those first 5 minutes are a real. That's a trick. You know, the marker of a shitty AVGN episode is like when immediately it's like, and it ends with the Mega Man thing, and you're just like, I just get to the ad, would you? Like. Maybe I wonder if he feels a little bit like, well, fuck, all you deserve is autopilot, you fucking assholes. We
probably do. We do. We deserve it.
Remember Michael Madsen from Kill Bill, and he was like, that woman deserves her revenge, and we deserve to die. I feel a little bit like that about James Rolfe. Like that man deserves his revenge, and we deserve to die.
We deserve our boring AVGN.
That woman deserves her revenge. And we deserve
a good game for once.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.